Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know I've been a bit inconsistent recently. I had some personal things to deal with, but I'm back now and I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent with uploads. Today, we're jumping straight into a full breakdown of ReviseMSRA, how it works, how it compares to PassMedicine, and whether it's actually worth your time and money. I've used both platforms myself, so this is a completely honest review. And if you do decide to try ReviseMSRA, you can get 10% off with my code IMGD10. When you first log in, the dashboard is clean, modern, and really easy to navigate. Everything you need is right in front of you: the question bank, the revision notes, the mock exams, and your performance stats. I also like that the layout doesn't feel cluttered or overwhelming, which is something you really appreciate when you're revising after a long shift. The platform also works smoothly on both laptop and mobile, so you can revise on the go without the interface feeling cramped. Compared to PassMedicine, the interface definitely feels lighter and more intuitive, but PassMed is still one of the most established, trusted resources out there, especially for depth and volume. The ReviseMSRA question bank has over 3,000 questions across all specialties. Here's the honest comparison. PassMedicine is still one of the best MSRA resources out there. It's reliable, detailed, and extremely comprehensive. A lot of candidates even use two platforms together, usually PassMedicine plus something like MCQBank, because they feel one platform isn't enough on its own. But after using all three, I genuinely think ReviseMSRA is a step above. The questions test key knowledge directly, without unnecessary repetition, and the style of the questions actually feels more similar to the real MSRA exam, even more than PassMedicine, in my opinion. If I were revising again, I would personally use a combination of PassMedicine and ReviseMSRA. PassMed for depth and volume, and ReviseMSRA for accuracy and realistic exam practice. Here's an example of what a ReviseMSRA question actually looks like. This one is a clinical scenario about a 45-year-old Asian man presenting with syncope, and his ECG shows convex ST elevation followed by T-wave inversion in V2 and V3, a classic clue pointing towards Brugada syndrome. What I like about ReviseMSRA is how clean the layout is. The stem is short, the options are clear, and once you answer, you immediately see your result on the right. Here, you can see the correct answer highlighted, plus the percentage of how other candidates responded. For example, 81% chose Brugada syndrome, so you can quickly see how well you're performing compared to others. You also get the instant score display on the side. In this case, 100%. PassMedicine also gives good feedback, but sometimes the explanations are much longer than you need. ReviseMSRA focuses on the exact key fact the MSRA is testing, which is why the question style feels more realistic and closer to the actual exam. Now let me show you the revision notes section, which I honestly think is one of ReviseMSRA's biggest strengths. This is an example from cardiology. And as you can see, everything is presented in a really clean, structured way. You get clear sections like key learning, background, guidelines, and risk assessment. It's straight to the point, well organized, and focuses only on the high-yield content you actually need for the MSRA. I also find that they include all the specific details the exam likes to test, without overwhelming you with too much extra information. PassMedicine also has excellent notes, but they're usually longer and more detailed, which is great for deep understanding, but not always ideal when you're revising quickly or in between shifts. ReviseMSRA keeps things concise and exam-focused, and that's why I personally find these notes easier and faster to revise from. ReviseMSRA also includes full mock exams, 97 questions in 75 minutes, matching the exact structure and timing of the real MSRA. The interface looks and feels extremely similar to the actual exam, which makes these mocks genuinely useful for real exam practice. So here's my honest verdict. PassMedicine is still one of the best MSRA question banks, and I would absolutely still use it. But after trying multiple platforms, I genuinely feel ReviseMSRA is a step above in terms of exam realism, high-yield content, and efficient learning. The questions feel closer to the real MSRA, the explanations are sharper, and the revision notes are some of the best I've seen for quick revision. If you want a streamlined but very accurate platform, ReviseMSRA is definitely worth trying. And if you want to check it out, you can use my code IMGD10 for 10% off. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and check out my other content on MSRA prep, IMT applications, and life as an IMG in the NHS. Good luck with your MSRA revision, and I'll see you in the next one.